Andrew Cuomo. It's been a hot minute since we've had the opportunity to talk about him, mostly because I don't care about these. Oh, my feelings were hurt from a back rub that I had 15 years ago all of a sudden. Yeah, that kind of lacking substance claims never really sits right with me, but this stuff certainly does. Cuomo's New York illegal aliens to get $15,600 in taxpayer-funded checks. Why? Nearly 200,000 eligible illegal aliens in New York could receive a one-time payment of $15,000. Holy fuck, that would be nice. So if I just go outside and tan a little bit and I just, I don't know, drive over to Ontario, hop the southern border and sign up, I could get 15 large just for being there. That'd be cool. This week, as Breitbart News reported, the state Democrats and Cuomo struck a budget deal that shifts $2.1 billion in taxpayer-funded benefits to illegal aliens who lost their jobs. What? This is fucking retarded. So the people who are illegally there, who are illegally working, are going to get bailed out. You know what, just to play devil's advocate for a minute, I would rather those illegals, I would rather Jorge and Esmeralda, I can't think of a more appropriate illegal alien name than that. My apologies, but I would rather they get bailed out than the airline industry who's just going to be stupid enough to put in gender quotas for their hiring policies instead of hiring, I don't know, properly qualified pilots. I think that that's a little bit more important if you have a cock or a cunt, but what do I know? The aid to illegal aliens is $1.1 billion, so more than half of the shift. That's terrific. In tax credits and grants authorized for small businesses in the state. Estimates now suggest that 187,000 illegal aliens are eligible for the benefits, and each could receive a one-time payment of $15,600, or about $300 a week for the entire year. Would you like a lump sum, or would you like the weekly payment plan? Here's a breakdown. Jobless workers may qualify for the full $15,600 payment if they show that they have filed a tax return within the past 3 years. With valid taxpayer identification number, the Tier 1 relief amounts to the year's worth of $300 unemployment benefits, 1/3 less than New York's current unemployment benefits, according to State Senator Jessica Ramos, a Democrat from Queens. What? Workers may also provide letters from their employers, pay stubs, and wage statements to try to access Tier 1 payments. So any way that they can circumvent having to prove citizenship or proof that they're actually legally allowed to be there and work, like a visa or a green card, something like that. So it's weird, right? The Democrats just passed something where you have to approve, or you have to show proof of who you are. Interesting. I thought I heard that was racist. At a later point, the Commissioner of Labor will identify other forms of proof that workers may show to receive the full relief, according to the text of the bill. The fund will also free up $3,200 payment, an amount equaling the combined 3 federal stimulus payments to jobless workers who can't provide the documentation for the higher payment. So don't worry, even if you can't provide a pay stub, you can still get a payout. You don't even have to prove that you worked in the past, 12 months? Fucking Christ. Despite supporting the budget deal, Cuomo has admitted he has concerns about the potential for fraud when illegal aliens begin applying for the one-time payments. Oh, that's good, but he still signed it and let it go through anyways, whatever. Cuomo says New York State Comptroller will examine excluded workers' funds before it goes online, as well as Tish James, the Attorney General of New York, for potential fraud vulnerabilities. Zach Williams with City and State New York reported. Tom Cotton, a Republican senator from Arkansas, said the benefits equate to taxpayer-funded subsidies for federal immigration violations. Yes, of course it does. But what is the bottom line? What do people end up facing itself? Right? The actual taxpayers out there. What are they going to get out of this fucking sweet deal? Well, that other half of the bill, of course, which they're fronting the entire tab for, so I guess you're entitled to half your money back. Sweet deal, huh? More than 1 million jobs have been lost in New York, and an estimated 80,000 New York businesses may not make it to the end of the Chinese coronavirus pandemic. It comes from China. Cuomo and elected state Democrats agreed on a budget deal that provides billions to illegal aliens at the taxpayer expense, specifically according to the New York Times. So you got to take it. It's the paper of record, the Gray Lady, of course. State budget includes $2.1 billion in taxpayer funds, one-time payments. We already know this. Budget also provides for $2.3 billion. It's nice when you're a state of that size that you can just throw around billions of dollars with nobody really caring. And federal funds for tenants who have been behind on rent as a result of Cuomo's lockdowns. Hey, listen, we're gonna lock you down. We're not gonna let you go outside for a little while. Funny little story, let me tell you. Can't go to work, but we'll make sure that your landlord can't throw you out. Just $200 million more than what illegal aliens will receive. Previous estimates suggested illegal aliens would receive up to $28,600 a year thanks to taxpayer-funded benefits approved by Cuomo. Weekly, illegal aliens could receive $500, yes, for families, of course. For those unemployed since March of 2020, that's impressive. Illegal aliens could receive on average $12,600. Nick Langworthy, the most cucked man in the states, the New York Republican Party chairman, called the New York State Legislature even more radical than the Biden-Harris administration, as he said to an empty crowd of absolutely nobody, because I couldn't imagine a more irrelevant post than being the leader of the New York RNC. Like, that sucks. But perhaps you might have a shining hope on the horizon, because, okay, everybody knows at this point that the governorship is up for re-election, because you can just be elected in perpetuity in New York State to be governor. Cuomo's going after his third reign, which we'll see how it pans out. It's a big play, but he's going to try for it. But there's one Republican who threw his name into the arena today, actually. That's a good one. It's actually a pretty good one. Lee Zeldin. You probably know the name, probably don't recognize the face, but AP's got you covered on this one. Republican U.S. Representative Lee Zeldin announced his candidacy for governor of New York on Thursday with an attack on Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo, the subject of the investigation of her over sexual harassment allegations. Remember that? And COVID-19 deaths during among nursing home residents. Yes, over 16,000. You know what? If Cuomo actually had some balls, he probably would have just sent out the one-time payments at the same number of the dead in the nursing homes. That would be a kind of a shitlordy thing to do, but I'd have a little bit more respect for him. Zeldin, 41, promised to bring the kind of relentless fighting spirit towards helping to save our state that Andrew Cuomo only reserves for multi-million-dollar self-congratulatory book deals, cover-ups, abuse, and self-dealing and self-revealing. Cuomo, who has not announced a run for a fourth term, he's in his third term, run for a fourth term, just like his father. His father lost seeking a fourth term. As governor in 2022 is facing allegations that he sexually harassed or behaved inappropriately towards several women. I don't care about that. He has resisted calls for his resignation over the harassment claims in the administration's handling of the COVID-19 cases in nursing homes. That I care very much about. During the height of the pandemic last year. Yeah, until people found out that he was actually doing that. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, well, it's just procedure, you know? Hey, don't fucking get too up in my face about it. Zeldin, a loyal ally to Trump during his time in office, did not mention the former president in his statement. Yeah, imagine that. Some people can probably go on with their days without having to think about Trump 24/7. I know, right? It's fucking wild. Could you imagine a life like that? I know I can. Clearly, I don't think that he would be distancing himself from Trump. Easy for me to say. It's just, hey, he's got a prime target right across the aisle, the guy that he's running against rather. Cuomo has a big old target on his back, and you will never find a more vulnerable time to run against an incumbent Democrat in a deep, deep blue state than right now. So yeah, will it help in the future to get an endorsement for Trump? Goddamn right, of course it will. All you need to do is look at, it's like, okay, hey, I got elected in deep blue New York. I did a lot of good things in the House of Representatives. I'm a man who stands on principle, like the dude who's in office right now. It's pretty much all you need to say. You don't need to go, I know Trump, we're good friends, ha ha ha. Oh yeah, and the AP just points out exactly what I was going to say. Any Republican would face an uphill battle winning the governor's office in New York, where registered Democrats outnumber registered Republicans by more than 2-1. The state's last Republican governor was George Pataki, who served from 1995 to 2006. When all of those big, scary gun crimes were definitely not happening, according to Biden. No, I like Lee Zeldin. Is definitely a good person to have run the state, like the AP point out, and like I have before. It's an uphill battle, but hopefully he's successful. It's the best time that a Republican has right now. It just depends what happens over the next 18 months or so. Because as bad as it looks right now for Cuomo, depends on who he sucks up to and what his intentions for the future are, whether or not the media decides to rebound on him. So yeah, we'll be keeping a track of this one because this is an important election that'll be coming up in 2022, and I wish him the best of luck. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I'm Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.